Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, we are just awaiting the arrival of our presidency. In the meanwhile, let me take advantage of this brief interlude to recall to you that because we are running late, it means, of course, an alteration to our schedule for this open ministerial session. The proposal is to bring our work to a conclusion, a hard stop, by 1:15. And let me say in advance, should it be the case at that time that we have some ministers or delegations who've indicated they wish to speak, but that the time is not available, not knowing who that might yet be, could I apologise in advance? No discourtesy will be intended, but we need to stop at 1:15. For those of you who should be in the family photograph, that will take place on the stage behind me, and we need to gather when we close at 1:15. It requires a bit of rearranging of furniture, so that will take us through the 15 minutes to 1:30, and then the VIP lunch shall commence at 1:30. So that is the running order that we expect for the balance of this morning.
Maybe I could make my little statement now.
Okay, Secretary General, you have a statement to make.
Yeah, thank you. I thought it was important to convey to you two types of message. The first one is that as you may have experienced simply by walking the corridors and being in the rooms, this is the largest summit of the ITF ever. We've grown the number of participants. As of early this morning, we had 1,355. From a previous total of about 1,100, so something like 250 people more. The number of countries has risen from a previous maximum of 71 to 80. And the number of ministers and vice ministers present is 41. So we've been growing. That is a signal of that strong mountain that I was showing you in the slides that I presented in the closed session. Second is that we are very proud and happy to have the government of Saxony as our regional partner. This is shown in some of the activities, this is shown in a financial contribution, this will be shown in some artistic contribution during our gala dinner tonight. So a very warm welcome and very warm thanks to the government of Saxony for helping us. It's probably a coincidence that the maximum number of participants and countries present comes at that moment, but this hopefully opens the door to an even stronger summit in the years to come. What about the Mexican minister?
Distinguished member and guest ministers, heads of international organizations, entrepreneurs and industry leaders, and summit participants. Also, on behalf of all ITF ministers, warmly welcome our invited speakers, Mr. Chong Meng Tan, Chairman and President of PSA International, and Mr. Yusuf Akayoglu, Executive President of IGA Airports Constructions. Sirs, we thank you very much for being with us today. We look forward to an interesting exchange with you during this session. First, I would like to share with you all that during our closed ministerial session, we have agreed the declaration from ministers on governance of transport. The full declaration is now available to you here in the room, and I invite you to read it carefully and reflect on how governments and different actors together should take forward its conclusions to ensure robust governance of transport in the future. Also, I would like to communicate you that Kazakhstan and the United Arab Emirates have just been welcomed as new members of the International Transport Forum. I am sure both Kazakhstan and the United Arab Emirates are going to be great additions to the ITF. Welcome to you both, Dr. Abdullah Al-Katheri from the United Arab Emirates and Director General Samir Sakinov, representing the Minister of Kazakhstan. Could I now ask ITF Secretary General José Villegas to say a few opening remarks, please? Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. It's a privilege that I was able to serve the International Transport Forum for these 5 years. So my message today to you is very simple. Thank you for the trust you have deposed on me and for the conditions that you have given us to work with the Secretariat, with your teams, and with the Corporate Partnership Board. And I express my wish that you continue to give this strong support to my recently elected successor, Mr. Yang Tae Kim from Korea, and that the ITF will continue to prosper. Thank you.
Thank you again, Secretary General José Villegas. Before going forward, it is also my pleasure to introduce to you the new Secretary General-elect of the ITF, Mr. Yang Tae Kim, elected by ministers to lead the ITF when the current mandate of Secretary General José Villegas comes to close in August of this year. Congratulations to Mr. Tae Kim. Now I will continue with our important topic: safe and reliable transport networks foster and facilitate trade and mobility. Transportation opens new markets and promotes job creation, access to education and health, and thus increases productivity, raises the standard of living, and promotes economic and social development. We will analyze the main challenges that transport governance must overcome to strengthen global connectivity, as well as the importance of public policy and regulation in other matters, and their relationship with the transport of people and goods. Innovation is one of the topics most discussed and analyzed at this summit. It will be very useful to know how the experiences and expectations of transport entrepreneurs on the road of technological innovation help to foster connectivity and collaboration. This session will be attended by the most qualified experts and scholars who will share with us their knowledge and expertise. And this will undoubtedly enrich the experience of all ministers of transport that are here today. I thank everyone for their interest in this exercise, which will be enriching for all of us. Before moving to our moderator today, it is my pleasure to present a video message by the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Please.
I thank the International Transport Forum for working on policies that can improve people's lives.
Turn the baton now to you, Señor Presidente.
Thank you very much, Pat, for moderating this excellent exchange of experiences, projects, and ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, this session has given us a broad overview of the challenges and opportunities offered by governance for global transport connectivity. Exercises like this allow us to appreciate the growing importance of the role played by the International Transport Forum by the improvement of public policies at the global level to move toward an increasingly safe, efficient, inclusive, and sustainable transport industry. I would also like to express on behalf of ministers our thanks to Mr. Chong Min Tan, General Director and President of PCA International, and Mr. Yusuf Akayoglu, Executive President of AI Airports Construction, for his presence with us today and for sharing his perspectives on governance in global transporting connectivity. I would like once again to point out that this has been an honor for Mexico to have the chair of the International Transport Forum over the last year, and wish the very best to Minister Agulis of Latvia, all the best for a very successful presidency further to this summit. In closing, could I thank our invited ministers? I would like to especially thank the government of Germany for his hospitality and the representatives of international organizations and all of you for your presence and participation in this open ministerial session today. I pass the floor back to Pat, who will provide us with instructions for the family photo and lunch to follow. Thank you very much to everyone. Thank you.
So